Today I'm going to do something fun, share my top 5 favorite comedies of all time. So here's my list. Hi, my name is Nathan and I talk about a bunch of movies on this channel. If you're new here, down below in the comment section, share your picks for your favorite comedies of all time. If you enjoyed this video, click that like button, be sure to subscribe. Got more content like this over on my channel, you could check those out when this video is over, and with that said, let's just get into it. At number 5 is 10 Things I Hate About You. This is my personal favorite high school movie because it just has such a talented cast right at the center. Of course, you got Julia Stiles and Heath Ledger in the leads. Who it's fun to see them in their early years of life. But beyond that, you also got a very young Joseph Gordon-Levitt thrown into the mix, and it's basically a reworking of Shakespeare's writings. It's a super clever film, and it's just a lot of fun to watch. In 4th place, Groundhog Day, the time loop movie in which every new time loop movie that comes out is compared to. It is probably the definitive and best time loop film. It's directed by Harold Ramis and stars Bill Murray, two of the Ghostbusters, and so that's a lot of fun. There's a fun lead character as Bill Murray plays this douchebag who doesn't treat people right and learns to change his ways by the end of it. It's a very iconic movie. It's super comedic as well. It could be funny, it could be heartfelt, and it could have great character arcs for characters, and it isn't ruined by an explanation for why things are happening. It knows that if it explains things, it'll ruin it, and so it just lets it be and lets all the time loop stuff played out, and it's a very watchable movie for everyone. Kicking off the top 3 is Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me. I have so much nostalgia for the Austin Powers trilogy. I was showed to them by my dad when I was like 8 years old, and I absolutely loved them. And we've gotten up to the point now where I'm starting to get into the actual James Bond movies. But for me, this one has the best aspects of the original, and there's huge gags and laugh out loud moments, especially with the scene with Will Ferrell's character in the middle of it. There's great new side characters inside of Fat Bastard and Mini-Me. It's just, those two characters are a lot of fun to add into this franchise. And there's a fun Powers girl inside of Felicity Shagwell, who I think is more fun than Vanessa from the first film. And it's a very fresh comedy sequel that finds new ways and fresher humor without having to rehash the humor in the original. So all in all, I think this is a great sequel and my favorite of the Austin Powers trilogy. Our runner-up, Elf. This is a movie I watch every Christmas because you forget it's directed by Jon Favreau, who's now associated with Marvel Studios, but you forget back then he directed this little film called Elf that we all know and love. And it's very rewatchable because of that. There's perfect casting with Will Ferrell as Buddy. It is just so charming, so likable in that role. There's fun, crazy antics when he goes to New York to meet his dad. And it's just a very heartwarming film. It's very sweet. And it just does so well at being emotional, having humor, and spreading Christmas cheer. But coming in first place is Thunder Force. This is a great little Netflix pick about two superheroes.
No one's gonna get hurt.
Just kidding. But my real number 1. But for me in first place is Dumb and Dumber. Now, Dumb and Dumber is a film that, if you don't know, I also have lots of nostalgia for this one because this is another one my dad showed me at a random time, and I absolutely loved it, and I have rewatched it so many times. It's very nostalgic for me, and it's super quotable and rewatchable. It would go from iconic scene to iconic scene.
Mockingbird, don't everybody have you heard?
And that's what I really liked about it. One of the funniest movies ever from Jim Carrey. And Jim Carrey is just great in one of the leads, but that's also because he's perfectly paired up with Jeff Daniels, who isn't really known for doing a bunch of comedy stuff, but both of them give it their all, and you just have to be the best comedic duo you could get. There are memorable and iconic scenes that you want to go tell somebody about the moment you finish watching it. And I'll tell you, everybody my age, if you haven't seen Dumb and Dumber, I highly recommend you go see Dumb and Dumber. And so, because it's so nostalgic, because it means so much to me, it is my favorite comedy movie. There you have it. Those are my picks for my favorite comedies of all time. Down below in the comment section, share your favorite comedy movies of all time. Over on my channel, I have more content like this. You can check those out right now. If you just enjoyed this video, click that like button. Thank you guys so much for sticking around to the end. I'll see you in the next one.